The following is a special presentation of Big Pauly's World of Sports Sims, alternating the reality of sports and entertainment since 2020. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another installment of the Professional Wrestling Tour, the PWT, here on the Big Pauly's World of Sports Sims channel. Big Pauly coming to you ringside from Detroit, Michigan, where we're about to have a World Tag Title defense of PWT's World Tag Title between the Brisco brothers, no E, against the fabulous Kangaroos. And I have exciting news if you haven't seen any of the other videos I have been doing this weekend. This episode of the PWT is brought to you by PTW. That is Pauly Talks Wrestling. It's a podcast I will be starting. I already put up a 5-minute introductory episode. I did that yesterday on March 12 as I record this. The recording date is March 13. And the first full episode will be going up Thursday, March 16th, and then as part of the rollout, we'll be doing subsequent episodes on Thursday and Friday, and then after that, one episode every week, dropping Saturday at 6 o'clock. So go check it out. It's available almost anywhere you could find a podcast app, be it Spotify, Overcast, Apple Podcasts. What's another big podcast carrier? iHeartRadio is picking up the podcast, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's Pauly Talks Wrestling, and it will be available. The first full episode will be available Thursday, and then subsequent episodes Friday and Saturday, and then every Saturday after that. Right here on the Big Pauly's World of Sports Sims channel. I also have a companion YouTube channel set up. We have a Patreon page. We'll have a lot to go over about Pauly Talks Wrestling as the days progress here on the channel. Right now, we're going to take a 15-second break and come back and set up our championship match. If you like the video you're watching, feel free to use the Amazon link provided. I'll put it in the description down below. Some station keeping before we get to our championship match. Here is the current list of champions in PWT. We have had another World Junior Heavyweight title change. Last week you saw Atlantis beat Tully Blanchard, and in Tampa on March 9th in the timeline and in real life, I've been able to keep the timeline up to date. Hiro Matsuda defeated Atlantis in a thrilling bout, went over 45 minutes. So now he is the junior heavyweight champ, and in fact, he defeated Leroy McGurk in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in his first defense of the World Junior Heavyweight title. The Brisco brothers about to defend their tag team titles. They're in their second reign. They've been good guys some places and bad guys in some other places. They're taking on whoever is number one in that given region. And they will have the fabulous Kangaroos in just a few moments. Let's tell you what has happened in Detroit. I'm on the wrong page again. Here we go. And of course, this PWT episode, as I mentioned earlier, brought to you by Pauly Talks Wrestling. If you're looking for the official URL of the site, it's paulytalkswrestling.buzzsprout.com. But you could also visit patreon.com/Pauly Talks Wrestling, and you could become a monthly member, and we'll have some nice little goodies for you should you choose to do that. But in the Battle Royal, we are still in the middle of the Battle Royal Super Series. Mark Rocco was the surprise winner out of England, outlasting Dustin Rhodes, not Dusty Rhodes, to win the spot in the finals, and we will have that for you March 29th or thereabouts, the PWT All-Stars will have 3 title matches and the Battle Royal Finals, the Battle Royal Super Series Finals for you. That'll be a special on March 29th, 2 weeks from this coming Tuesday if you're watching this prior to March 15th. And then we had our regular matches. Don Morocco over Dustin Rhodes by countout in a little under 2 minutes. It took 2:44 from Negro Casas, the luchador, to beat Cowboys Scott Casey, the Sheik, and Mark Lewin. There's a famous match of those two, a loser leave town match from Detroit for their version of the U.S. title, which the Sheik won that particular bout I'm thinking of. Lewin won by DQ in our card, 13 minutes. Bill Miller won a surprise verdict over Bobo Brazil when Don Morocco hit the ring and Brazil clocked Morocco, but the referee decided to disqualify Brazil. So Miller gets the verdict, and that sets up our World Championship match for the tag team titles. The Brisco brothers in their second reign as PWT title holders. They lost the title to Ray Stevens and Pat Patterson, and then they won it back from Stevens and Patterson. The Kangaroos, one of the early tag team wrestling began, I would say, somewhere after World War II, and one of the big teams in the pioneer era, I guess you could say, of tag teams was this duo, the Fabulous Kangaroo. And they took many tandems, but the most famous tandem is Al Costello and Roy Heffernan. And we will see that tandem face the Brisco brothers right now. This is a one-fall, 60-minute match for the Brisco's World Tag Titles. So the Kangaroos got to get a pin or a submission before any other result happens within 60 minutes. And it's going to be some interesting strategies. Both teams are going to shy away from using their speed. Kangaroos think they have a power advantage, and the Briscoes think they could use scientific wrestling instead of using their speed. And off we go with this one. Computer Vogue likes the Brisco brothers. By the way, we use Wrestling's Finest, version 3.5, Tom Vogel's wonderful game. And we use the fall 2011 roster set. So if you pick up this game, you'll be able to play with a lot of the stars from AEW and Ring of Honor. Of course, AEW just purchased Ring of Honor. And on we go with the match. And double team right away for the Brisco brothers. As babyfaces, they have won 8 matches out of 13, only lost once, and drew 4 times. Power move by the Kangaroos. A lot of countering going on. Forearm by Costello, no pin. 60-minute time limit. Backslide, no pin. Arm holds applied by the Briscoes. They want to slow the action. Now we have a double team by the Briscoes. I may have been erroneous reading that strategy card wrong. Kick by the Briscoes, March 13th. A couple of days removed from the news that Big E Langston broke his neck at a SmackDown taping. Flying headbutt from Jerry, no pin. Of course, Jerry is part of another podcast, and I listen to several wrestling podcasts during the course of the week. He does stories with Brisco and Bradshaw, and they have 2 episodes per week. They have a best of the best on Monday, and they interview somebody on Thursday. Leg hold by the Kangaroos. Double team by the Kangaroos. And it was Costello nailing one of the Briscoes, I think that's Jack, to the ring post. Leg hold applied by the Kangaroos. Strategy card. Try to play their tag team expertise. This is the same card the Briscoes use. All their tag team dominate their in-ring opponent. Quick tags. Legal chop by Jerry. And another legal chop by Jack. I just look at the stamina numbers, and if the number is odd, I say it's Jack, and if it's even, I say it's Jerry. And we had a pin attempt there, body slam. The Kangaroos kick out of it. Suplex attempt. It is Heffernan now in the ring, and he delivered the suplex to Jerry. Boston Crab applied here by Heffernan, but the Briscoes can't escape it. Double team attempt. Ropes move. Flying punch here by Heffernan. There's another match, as that pin attempt does not work, that is on YouTube, and it's a Battle of the Bullies. The Miller brothers against the Kangaroos, and the fans kind of took the Kangaroos side on that. Love the Battle of the Bullies matches when you put two heel tag teams against each other, and you just look at who the fans will root for. And we have blood. We have blood from Jerry Brisco, and might have been a clash of heads here. And one of the Kangaroos is bleeding. It looks like it's Costello. Ring post move there, and Jerry getting bounced off the ring post like a piñata. Another double team attempt here by the Kangaroos. Probably the toughest team the Briscoes have had to face in this second reign as World Tag Team Champions. And the Briscoes assume control. Reverse cradle by Jerry. Doesn't even get a 1 count. We're a little past 10 minutes into the bout. The Briscoes have absorbed most of the punishment. And a knee, no pin. Boston Crab, but that will not score a submission with that 0 in the third number. Cobra clutch, looks like, by Costello on to Jerry. Double team. Kick by one of the Kangaroos, and another double team. So they're sticking and moving, juking and jiving. Could we see for a second week in a row here on the PWT a title change? Of course, we saw Tully Blanchard lose the title after holding that junior heavyweight belt about a month. Vertical suplex by the Kangaroos? No. And so far in the bout, they have 4 pin attempts to the Briscoes' 3. Double team attempt. And this was a very successful attempt by the Kangaroo. An illegal throw. That was Al throwing Jack. No action. Pin hold. Rolling reverse. No pin. Suplex attempt counter. And here comes the Briscoes. Forearm by Jack. Another double team. Another double team. And what have we here? What have we here? The Kangaroos hit it was Heffernan hitting the concrete floor very hard. He was the legal man and was dazed. Heffernan trying to get back up, but he can't. The Briscoes are going to win the bout by countout. The time, 16:38. Both teams had cuts. Jerry was cut and one of the Kangaroos were cut. So the Briscoes move on. And their next title defense will be in St. Louis, Missouri. Of course, that was the longtime home of the NWA. One of the St. Louis was just a territory unto itself. And we call that as Territory Central States in PWT because we combine it with Kansas City. I apologize once again for the lawn mowing equipment as I did on the OOTP episode that you hear behind me because they're cutting the lawns here today, and I live at a home where it's 5 acres, so there's a lot to cut. Because yesterday it rained, and they usually do the lawn cutting Saturday, but they're doing it Sunday today because of the rain. But I'm almost out of here anyway, so let me bid you all adieu. This has been Big Pauly coming to you, wishing you well. Godspeed, God bless. Have a nice rest of the weekend, everybody. If you're watching this on the 13th, we'll be back with HTFL football tomorrow. And don't forget, we're debuting Pauly Talks Wrestling, the first full episode on March 17th. We'll have another episode the 18th, another episode on the 19th, and then every Saturday starting with March 26th. Godspeed and God bless. We'll see you all again soon. Bye bye for now, everybody.